what's it called? Okay, I was thinking this week, yeah?
When doesn't this guy
When doesn't he thinking, speaking to someone?
Every time, fam.
Sometimes just chill.
Every time,
Why do
fam.
we do this every week?
Yeah, but you're always
Sometimes
thinking.
just chill,
Okay,
bro.
okay.
And then you're just gonna come out like this, fam.
Alright. Do you want to hear what I have to say or not?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool, thank you. So I was thinking about the concept of God. Yeah. Now, if you start thinking about God, yeah, it's actually a scary thought. Like thinking that there's a supernatural being that just created all of this stuff. Yeah. If you're a creationist anyway. Now I was thinking, yeah, I was like, when you get to heaven, yeah, like you get to heaven's gates, like what questions do you want to ask God?
Where's my crib?
Where's my crib?
I wanna go sleep, fam.
What do you mean? Wait, you go to heaven and first you want to do sleep?
You know you're a spirit, right? Like,
Man said I want
Yeah, bro, tell him again, innit? Tell him again, please.
You want to
See,
sleep?
heaven has my houses and all of that.
There won't even be a
go to my mansion. Let me go pray the thing. I wanna
There
see
won't
the
be no
moon, bro.
concept of sleep, bro.
There's no
You're
sleep.
spirit. You're not flesh.
I'm banned.
I don't think you are.
I don't think you are.
I think the reaction made him maybe this wasn't a good one.
Okay, not the sleep thing, but definitely it's like.
Alright,
so
let me rephrase the question.
Yeah.
What are some of the life's mysteries now
Yeah, that's
that you
more-
don't know that you want to ask God? Like, God, you know that 9/11? God, was it really a airplane thing or was that funny business going on? That's one of the questions I want to ask.
I can't let me figure that about that in heaven, yeah.
I can't like you wouldn't care.
I don't
You're just happy to be there, bro.
I get
I think you might have fucking too deeply, fam.
I get what he means,
Answer the
though.
question, Jare.
Okay, I need to think about that.
Mine would be slavery.
Bro.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
mine would be slavery. Just to understand why that needed to happen. Or,
That's a good ass question.
yeah.
Alright.
This one is weird, yeah. But have you ever like been thinking of something, yeah, and forgot?
Just I'll get it
All
out.
those times that I forgot.
I said, God, please remind me this thing later. That's what I want to know, fam.
All the things you
Where did it all go?
Where did it go,
Where did it
fam?
all go?
Fam.
Now, grown man.
What do you want to ask for?
That's a good question. You might have to come back to me on that one still.
Me, I think I'll ask like why, like what other kind of routes or pathways would my life have taken if I had taken different decisions?
That's a good one.
Like,
Great one. Great one.
That's a good one.
Why did you allow this to happen, or why didn't you allow this to happen? So certain things where I was angry, I was like, oh, what would have happened if I did
Did this, yeah.
that thing that I wanted but I didn't get?
I like that one.
Stuff like that.
I like that
just
one.
to see. Who knows? Might have been.
There's one I asked though. You know how like.
I was gonna say, go.
No, you go.
I'll probably ask God, what would life look like without Adam and Eve eating an apple?
That's interesting.
Okay. I mean, we went up. We started off from asking for cribs.
No. It's done well.
You have time to think
You
about
wanted to
it.
sleep before, but now Adam and Eve, you got it. Well done.
even before that, why did the devil F up with God?
That's a good one.
That's true. That'll be an interesting one.
Why did he want all this power?
Why did Lucifer?
Oh, as in
why did Lucifer rebel?
No, but that's Lucifer that did it. God didn't make him do it.
I need to understand.
He wanted to be like
But
God.
even with that, yeah, like God, like if you know everything,
If he knew he was gonna do it.
Yeah.
what one?
Certain things just have to happen.
But why?
But
But then that's the questions that Michael's
But the
asking.
thing is, if it's saying that you just said certain things have to happen, we always have this premonition that God orders it that way. No?
Are you talking about even
That's
now?
the blessing and
So
curse
that's what
of
I'm
free
saying.
will.
I'd ask God like,
What you just
Exactly.
said.
That's the blessing and curse of free will.
I think that's what it is. Blessing and curse of free will.
Yeah.
The blessing and curses of free will. I swear, that's what.
Okay,
So God is-
now I have to now counter that. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead,
but
bro.
You said angels have free will.
angels don't have.
They don't have free will.
They don't.
do.
That's why we're more valuable than
They
angels.
do have free
They don't
will.
have free will.
They don't have free will.
They don't.
That's why a third of the angels had a choice to follow Lucifer out of heaven.
No, but I'm talking about free will that we have to choose, make certain decisions.
They have
don't
the
have that.
same free will.
I don't believe so.
Do they?
What?
I don't believe so.
I'm going to need to speak to my pastor about
Bro,
that one.
I don't know about that one.
Because from my knowledge,
Then I need to
Mine,
ask God,
they
why
don't
did
have-
you give angels free will?
I don't know.
Because they're there to serve. They're even meant to serve us as well.
Yeah.
So we're made in
These are
God's
the
image. They're not
questions.
made in God's image.
Yeah.
So essentially, you're lowercase gods. Yeah. Essentially, angels are just there to serve. They're meant to pray. They're meant to serve.
The free
They're
will
meant to be
aspect isn't-
instructed.
the free will aspect isn't the only aspect that makes us like God.
100%.
No, of course not.
100%.
Okay.
It's not the only thing.
not.
No,
However,
so
they
How
don't-
so answer that question then. How did those angels follow Lucifer out? How did they rebel against God?
Twanged.
Bro,
They got twanged.
no,
How? But they were created to serve, so they don't have a choice.
you know what even perplexes me the most is how did even rebellion exist? How did the feeling of jealousy and wanting that exist in the heavenly realm?
You see, this is the thing with
But
you
you see all
guys,
these
yeah?
questions,
Wait, hold on.
dangerous.
When I ask my question,
Dangerous.
you guys look at me like I'm mad. Look at the way everyone's now doing. Oh, what
Where's the accolades? That was fun. Where's the
Give me my
accolades?
accolades.
Okay, man.
Give me my flowers.
Gold star.
Give me my flowers,
Gold
bro.
star, man.
When you were looking at me, oh, this guy's come again. Look at the way
I'm the moderator. I can ask so many
I'm a moderator. Give me my green star.
I'll break your head soon, bro.
But it makes sense. One I'd want to ask God, yeah, is there was a time, yeah, this was in sixth form. I was on a train. This guy left his phone. Yeah. Something just said I should turn. I saw the phone. I saw the guy just walk off the train. I got the phone. I ran after him. Yeah. I said, "Oh mate, you dropped your phone." He was so happy. He was like, "Oh, thank you." I gave him the phone. By the time I gave him the phone, my train had left. I had to wait for another train. So cool. I got the train, went on the train. Like a week or two later, I left my phone on the bus. I checked.
You didn't get it back?
You know where Pizza Town is?
Yeah.
I chased the bus from Pizza Town to Barking Station.
There's no way.
I swear, if I'm lying, I'm dying.
You know, it's like that's more than 1,500 meters.
Jeez,
Where?
Fam, that's far.
you know where Pizza Town is?
Nah, Shags would have got that though.
When I told you, I didn't get my phone back. I need to ask God, like,
You didn't get it back.
I didn't get my phone back.
So wait, you've made
I
it to
was-
heaven.
I'm asking God,
where
like, what's going
the
on?
streets are
Because
made
I
of
did
gold. And he's
good.
asking
and
about
you ask for
asking
Nokia.
about-
He
He
has
was-
problems.
It was a Nokia.
basically
No, it wasn't even a BlackBerry then. It was a
Sony
Nokia.
Ericsson.
Do you know what he's saying?
Nah.
Michael's basically saying, why did I give that you his phone?
Yeah,
I could have
like,
kept it.
where was my good karma? Where was my good
God
karma?
help my friends.
You don't like that?
Nah, it's petty. It's a petty
Shegs
question.
wants to ask about Adam and Eve. You want to ask about your Sony Ericsson that you left on the bus.
Don't violate me. It wasn't a Sony Ericsson.
It was a good
It
health,
was a
man.
Samsung S7 Edge.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that phone you used to brag about.
So wait,
I got it from you. I got it.
God take us. Man, they have to take him down a peg.
Show off with that 7X. Right. I remember that
I'm
phone.
saying the design.
No one didn't run like that, bro.
Fam, I ran for that thing, fam. But yeah,
That's bad, man.
what we saying? Game today.
Yeah, man, this game's a bit different still. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm gonna literally give us a word now. You're gonna bounce off the word, but it's gonna be like a rap. You're gonna rhyme off it, innit? But you're not gonna actually say the word. Does that make sense?
I've seen this on like TikTok.
Oh, is that game that you showed us on TikTok?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Saying like,
Ah, cool. So what we should do? Should we do clockwise or anti-clockwise?
I think clockwise is the
Yeah,
sensible.
that makes sense.
Cool. So the word is clean.
Yeah.
what do you mean?
I am clean.
Oh, you think that thing that you eat with rice?
No, that's
Don't add the S.
Don't add the S. Wait. That one was hard. That one was
What do you mean that thing we eat with rice?
I mean, bean. What you say bean?
I was saying beans.
Who says bean?
No,
You say beans.
Yeah, we can't add the S.
We can't add S.
Because they use the dead
Why
word.
would I say bean?
All right, cool. We'll start again.
Don't add
There's
the S.
clean, there's mean.
Oh,
Let's
man.
do another one.
I said that to you with rice. One bean.
Wait, let's start again. Let's start again.
Ah, cool. I am team.
Food will bring his phone back.
Oh my god.
But give him an easier one, bro.
No, pride fam. Ah, cool. I am top.
That thing where you walk funny.
No, that's bop. I am top. When something doesn't go right.
That's a flop. I am top. That guy that manages Liverpool.
No, that's Klopp. I am top. You mean the thing that's up?
Hey, yo.
Hey, this guy just glitched.
No,
Man glitched.
that's drop. I am top. Do you mean that thing you used to clean the floor with?
Oh no, that's a mop. I am top. You know that thing that goes up and down?
Oh, that's hop. I am top. When the traffic light shows red.
No, that's stop. I am top. You know that genre of music?
Ooh, that's pop. I am top. You know what happens when you got touched with electric?
Nah, that's shock. I am top. Can we stop?
SB Live.
What's it called though? Cool. You see. I'll ask this question, yeah. Now this question, when I first heard it, I said, "Nah, this is mad." But then the more I thought about it, I was like, "Is it mad?" So it's not okay. Hear me out. Yeah. You know when you get married, yeah, or when you start living with your missus or whatever. What do you think of the idea of having separate rooms?
Well, I don't think necessarily it should be necessarily separate rooms, but I feel like once in a while, if you want to sleep upstairs, I want to sleep downstairs, I don't feel like it should be such a crime. I think people should have the fluidity. If you live in the same house, somebody might be busy one day, so they want to get to bed earlier, so that you have to let it be fluid, you know what I mean?
No, I'm not saying that.
Can you elaborate?
I'm not saying on a, oh yeah, I fell asleep downstairs and
As in allocated rooms.
as in like you have a room that's yours
And
she has a room that's hers, and like you sleep together sometimes, but sometimes she could just be like, oh, like, I just want to sleep in my room.
Are you married?
Yeah, you're married.
What the hell are you doing?
But I mean,
I'm definitely
wait, Michael, clarify what you mean by separate rooms.
No, but I mean, okay, cool. The reason I asked is this, yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard this in like an interview or something, yeah. Like, oh yeah, separate rooms, it's healthy for our relationship, blah, blah, blah. And for me, initially, I was like, that's madness. Like, you guys clearly don't love each other.
No.
But like, from the way it was explained, they've been married for a long time. Like, he described it as a healthy relationship. And like, if anything, it contributes to how healthy their relationship is.
Did they give a why?
Because their thing is like, just because we're married, we're not joined at the hip.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just want to have my alone time. Or like, I'm a light sleeper, and when you come into bed, you wake me.
Yeah.
So there's some nights where I just want to get a good night's rest, and I want to sleep by myself. I still love you, but I want to love you from another room. And if we sleep together all the time, I'm gonna be very irritable, and I'm not sleeping properly. So like, let me get a few nights rest. Every now and again, we'll sleep together, but it's like, so that we don't beef all the time.
That don't sound like a marriage. Like a contract.
No, but I'm saying.
Let me come off the back of
But you know what's
please,
crazy?
let
You know
me
what's
come off
crazy?
the back
I spoke about this to like a female friend of mine, and she's like, it's funny you should say that. I've been praying that the man I marry subscribes to that.
So is she your wife?
Separate rooms.
Separate rooms.
So is she your wife?
Wait, hold on. Let me-
She's not my wife.
Okay.
No, don't
Because
do
she's
that.
been praying for, and you want.
Nah,
Anyway.
I didn't say I wanted.
didn't say you want that.
Oh, this is what we wanted.
Leave him. He was violent.
really don't want a girlfriend. I'll start talking.
What I was gonna say is this,
Okay.
What I was gonna say is this, yeah. I fully hear that stance. Now, not because it doesn't have to be so specific as this is your room, this is my room, X, Y, and Z. We have to. But my thing is more about understanding that there might be nights where, like for example, if I use my parents for example, yeah, they've been married now for 20-something years. I'm not gonna lie. I won't lie to you. My mum is a light sleeper, so sometimes because of that, she will sleep upstairs and my dad will sleep downstairs because he's got a heavy snore or whatever. She got busy. No, I'm not gonna lie. He's got a busy day the next day or whatever. So just from an understanding perspective, certain things is just because if you make it a thing, then it's a thing. Really and truly, you're both. If you really want to see your wife, then go downstairs and hug her. Unless she's saying, "No, don't come and sleep with me," then it's a problem. But if you're just in separate rooms, you only make an issue like for yourself. Do you know what I mean? That's how I see
I have
it.
a friend who's older than I am as well, who's also got a missus. They live together, and he also said they do that as well. She has her own room, he has his own room as well, and he's like, it works for us because both our personalities. I'm not advocating for this, by the way, but I just want us to, because my knee-jerk reaction to it was like, this is madness.
Yeah.
But when I've actually met people like in real life who actually subscribe to this, I started questioning it, like, is actually as mad as I think, or am I just conditioned to think it's mad? But he was telling me like she's like an independent person, like she needs her own time to like recharge or whatever, and he's like, same with me. Like sometimes I stay up till like 4 a.m. to watch NBA. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I just want to do me. I don't want to disturb her. I have my own room. She has her own room, and then there'll be times where we sleep together in the same room sometimes. So I was like, is it actually mad? So I was like, let me ask the man them what you guys think. Like, would you subscribe to that?
Personally, no. it's not really like a preference of mine. I don't really see my family or the relationship between me and my wife having that kind of interaction. I agree with Iman's point though in terms of like, if I snore and she's a light sleeper and my snoring affects her, then I can see why that might cause some kind of complications if she has to get up early for work and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. I feel like you can work around it. People get used to it. Like I know people that snore bad, but somehow you just end up sleeping through it.
The partner is used to it now.
I feel like so.
No, I'm saying I snore. But
I feel like maybe the house I imagine having like an office space.
Yeah.
And maybe there might be like a couch type / sofa bed type thing. I might fall asleep there. But
A lot.
yeah, like you said, I like to watch NBA as well. So I might watch a game, Lakers, 3 a.m., whatever. That's cool, and I might fall asleep there. But for me to say I have a dedicated room to say, okay, cool, like I've got my own space if I want to do my own thing, you've got your own space if you want to do your own thing. I don't really want that relationship where I create an opportunity for that divide with my spouse, because I feel like what will happen is if we get into an argument or confrontation, we will then use that as an opportunity to hide away in those spaces. And you're not really supposed to let the sun go down on your anger if you have disagreements. And that allows that to happen. Because what you start doing is saying, you know what, let me go to my room, we'll talk about this tomorrow. And you start being comfortable with not agreeing with things because you have your own space. And I just feel like it gets a bit
then the
awkward.
thing is, you have to be conscious of that then, isn't it? Because that's what I said. Like, for example, again, if I use my situation or what I've seen, because like I said, they've been doing it for a while, and it's not like they have their own separate rooms. They have their room, but it's like, for convenience sake, if one person sleeps upstairs and they know this person is sleeping, I'm just gonna let you sleep.
I think your one is a bit different.
No,
I think your one is more so just consideration of...
No, but it's not though, because it's just from a perspective. I'm explaining to you that. But if someone else was to tell you, for them it could be, if someone our age was to tell you, okay, cool, I sleep from a different. Their reason might be from a sort of convenience point, but from a young perspective, we see it as, right, you don't sleep in the same. So it's like, for me, the way I see it is, it just depends on the relationship and how you two sort of have your mentality.
Let me ask the question this way then. Do you feel like sleeping apart isn't necessarily the problem,
It's
but
not.
having the separate rooms, do you think that sends the wrong message?
I think it's the mentality that you separate the rooms with.
I think for me personally, how I view it is that isolation can be very comforting, and I feel like if I start finding isolation, if I knowingly have a dedicated room to myself and I have that space to myself, just knowing me as an individual, I know I will get drawn to that space. You know, being alone, not being disturbed, not having to acclimatize to having her around me. But I feel like that comes with relationships. I think meshing into each other's life and becoming one is part and parcel of marriage. So if I have this space in court where I can escape that, am I really experiencing marriage?
You're not your own anymore.
And that's kind of what my concern will be. So for me, is if it's something my woman wants and she's like, this is what I need and it's a necessity of just how she's a person, then cool. Because that's obviously me adjusting my life to us becoming one. However, if it's something we both are just doing to get away from each other or just to have this in quotes independence, I think that can be very dangerous.
What are you gonna say, Josh?
I'll say each to their own. First of all, whatever makes your marriage work, by all means do it. But for me, I kind of agree with Shegs and H in the sense that it's like we're in a marriage which is a union, but we're trying to keep some element of individuality as well. And I think it could be potentially dangerous if you're trying to cling on to that. Like Sheg said, it's very comforting to know I have my own room. And if you get so familiar with that, I think it could slowly creep into creating a divide within your union. So for instance, where we have an argument, for me, I envision no matter what, I always share the same bed with my wife. You know, that's part of our intimacy. No matter what we go through in the day, we're closing that day in the same bed. But if we now have our own respective rooms, when there's now arguments and divide, it amplifies that divide because now we have a separate room that's allocated to us. I don't need to see you, I'm gonna go into my room. I'm gonna go to my room as well, okay, bye. And it gives you an avenue now to separate in an essence. But I do get it, there's some marriages where they require a certain breather, you know. But for me, like H said, I would have a room for an office space, and that may have, I don't know, a sofa bed or whatever. But yeah, I couldn't do it, man.
Like, just to clarify, I'm not saying that personally I would have a separate room, because I personally agree that, like, I would like to be together with my wife. However, I just feel like over an extended period of time, when you've been married for X amount of years, the novelty does wear off, right? And then eventually, I'm not saying that like you're supposed to create a divide or whatever, but for me, it's all about the mentality you see these things with, right? It's all about the intentions, not necessarily the actions, it's the intentions. So just because, okay, cool, like you might sleep in another room. If you're arguing it, you might choose to sleep in another room, but you can also decide before you go to your room to go and speak to your wife and sort your problem out.
I feel like the point,
you know what I mean?
the point he's saying is it's a lot easier for you not to do that.
I understand, but what I'm trying to say is, for me, it's not necessarily the action. Like, it's more so for me the mentality behind what you're doing, innit? Like, the action of sleeping apart to me is not necessarily the issue. It's the heart in which you're doing it with. If you're saying, I'm creating a gap because you're annoying me and I want that space, then yes, I agree, that's negative.
But the opportunity is there.
No, but so the opportunity is there if you have a spare room. So, like, really and truly, like,
That's fair.
like, no, but it is though.
Because if you've got, hold on, just
so it's the mentality
if you've
that
got
you
an
do.
allocated room, you have the opportunity to design that room how you want.
I'm not
So
saying I want
that
that
room is going to be comfortable for you. That room is going to be a room that's tailored
But
towards
I'm
you.
not agreeing with the allocated room. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not agreeing with the allocated room. I'm just saying it's the mentality. So for me, like, the allocated room for me is mad because obviously that's my wife, so I want to be in the same bed as her. But like I said, it might not even be an allocated room. It might even just be a spare room in your house. But what I'm saying is, it's the mentality in which you do these separations with, or do you know what I mean? That's what really causes the problems. If you're separating because of an argument, then
fair.
yes. But if you're separating because, like I said, it's just an understanding thing, then what's the really
Mentality
issue?
can be cultivated about.
What about you?
And it's like you fall. Oh, sorry.
Nah, literally the same thing as what the gentleman over here said. I wouldn't want to be separate from my wife.
No, I hear that.
Obviously, if I'm snoring and whatnot, then I'll go downstairs, or she can go downstairs if she wants.
How many years are they going to hide from the snow, bro?
It can get disturbing.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm showing you.
But the thing is, there's so many things you can do and remedies you can do too.
Yeah, obviously you can put them things up your nose and all that.
sleep therapy. There's so many things.
But the thing is,
So I think for me, my thing isn't even more than the argument things, because I feel like if you are just used to being alone, I feel like you can get so comfortable and enjoy that alone.
Exactly.
It's not like it's not even an argument. It's just like, this is my preference now. I'd rather be in bed with my laptop watching NBA as opposed to me actually my wife saying to me, well, babe, you can't watch NBA tonight because I want to talk to you. Type of thing.
But
That was gonna be that was gonna be my thing as well, because when I heard the whole spare room stuff, I was supposed to be like, no, that's madness. Like, I've known my parents to always like the thought of different. That's mad.
Yeah.
But then the more I thought about it, and people I spoke to, I kind of started getting swayed. Like, it might be nice, but the reason why I wouldn't want to do separate rooms either is because I find comfort in solitude.
That's it, man. Same here. Same.
My favorite place on God's green earth is my room. When I'm in my room, I've got my laptop. Let's say I'm watching a show, I'm watching a game, I've got food, or I've got like a snack, and I'm just by myself. I love it. Or I'm listening to music. And the thing is, like you said, if I get used to that in a marriage,
Dangerous.
you become a roommate to me. I feel like there would be a certain level of intimacy that would be lacking.
Yeah. Be like, good night.
You know what I mean?
See you
Because
tomorrow. See you.
why do I need to
even
do
close the
pillow
door.
talk with you? I'm going to my room, bro.
I'm gonna pull up my laptop, fam.
Leave me alone.
Imagine
I mean-
FaceTime your wife here and she's next door.
No, yeah, but yo, okay, cool. Let me put it to you this way, yeah. Again, yeah, I'm not saying that I necessarily want a separate room with my wife, yeah. I'm not saying that I want it. What I'm saying is, it's not the end of the world if we sleep in separate rooms sometimes. That's all I'm saying. Now, the reason I say that is, for example, like, you have friends, right? And I know marriage and friendship is not the same, but at the same time, I feel like the sort of analogy runs true in that some of my best friendships, yeah, are the friendships that sometimes I don't necessarily have to speak to you every single day, but when I do speak to you, the love is still the same. So for me, I don't necessarily feel that if I'm not connected to my wife by the hip every second, I feel like the love is any less, or she loves me any less. I know that just because I'm having my own space right now, wait. Just because I'm having my own space right now doesn't mean she loves me any less. Doesn't mean, and that security in me is what will allow me to be comfortable. However, I should also take into consideration that I am in a relationship, so I shouldn't get too comfortable within that myself thing. Because then, when you get too comfortable, now you have to ask yourself, are you being selfish? Do you know what I mean? And it's the mentality that you do these things with. I'm not saying that you have to necessarily
Everyone has their preference. I hear
separate
it.
your life.
Everyone has their own
Yeah.
But
I think everyone has their preference. I just think it's a slippery road, and it's just a
Yeah, it's
road
not
that
as
would
easy
never
to
go down.
control, man. Like,
Because it's easy for me to see I want to keep this mentality X, Y, and Z, but once I fall in love with my solitude, my wife will
Yeah,
hate me.
it's mad.
You will
It's
hate
not
me.
for me.
Can't lie, bro. I'd only be bucking you for one thing. Can't lie. Could you separate rooms? Listen.
so, and after you finish, you go back to your room.
my room. What is wrong with mine? Back to my room.
You say when it's done, you go
Go
back
back to my room. And you go back to your room.
100.
Savage.
Okay, good night.
I'm like, whew. Same time tomorrow.
Yo, wow.
I did a wink and
That's your roommate. That's your roommate.
Bro, come like uni
Guys are
Yeah,
black.
I'm not married, bro.
Black you have now, fam.
Housemate,
But
bro.
you know what my actual question is though for today?
yeah.
Does marriage benefit men?
Yes.
Of course.
You think it benefits men?
I think it.
Why?
Of course.
Why?
Wow, I love marriage. Like, I like the concept of marriage.
No,
Generally.
I thought you
Yeah,
said-
but we're gonna personalize it.
Okay, personalize it. Personalize
You said you
it.
love
For me,
marriage.
I have more of an issue with wedding. I think wedding doesn't benefit men, but marriage 100% benefits.
Why doesn't weddings benefit men?
What part of the whole ceremony?
Yeah, but you could split it though.
What?
You could split the wedding costs.
It's not about the cost.
Like the cost.
You think men care about most of the stuff that happens on
So
that
you
day?
don't care about the wedding.
I couldn't care less. Honestly.
So you'd be fine with just
You care about
babe-
your suit though, bro.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, wait, that used to make
two
sense. You
seconds.
know what?
Hold on. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Time. So you'd be calm on a babe registry thing, couple photos. It's a vibe. Let's just carry on with life.
If it was just up to me,
Just up to you.
100%.
Yeah, then we go on holiday.
It doesn't benefit. Like, and then we go on a mad holiday and buy a mad crib.
What do you mean?
If it was just up to me, however,
Guys,
however.
I don't think so. I believe
That's cat.
Oh, good one.
that was a good one. Why you burning?
Kudos.
Why
I'm not
you
burning.
burning?
Kudos. How is it, Cap? My learned friend.
Okay, so let me tell you why I think it's cap. So you're saying if it's up to you. So you're telling me if your wife subscribed to this as well, you would not do it. You would do registry.
I would be happy to, yeah.
So regardless of what both families on both sides say.
No, he said if it's up to
if
him.
it's solely up to me,
Yeah, that's what he said. It's up to him.
I understand that I have to take into consideration my wife, her family, my family.
Yeah.
With all of those considerations, I would never want to just do registry.
Yeah.
Okay,
if
cool,
it's just
Up to
BC's
him.
world, it doesn't benefit. A wedding doesn't benefit me at all.
Cool.
The marriage benefits.
Also, it wasn't
me.
cap.
No, why I meant it because the way you were making it, the way you was making it.
That's
seem-
a back track.
Yo, whipping it. No, because
the way you made it seem was like
That would
if his
blow
wife-
everyone else.
No, if your wife is
Nah,
on board
never.
with it,
Yeah.
you don't do your thing. Because I was thinking you are
My
missing
family as
a
well.
huge amount of food.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us here probably hold those same views, but because we know the impact it will have on
Yeah,
our families and on our wives' families, it's just a
But let's
decision we can never
be real,
make.
like, what part of a wedding actually benefits?
Can't like you're throwing a
I
concept.
don't think it
for people.
benefits
Like,
anyone.
It's a concept for people.
It's a party.
Because we're all African as well. We don't do things in moderation.
Yeah.
We're all doing, let's do
Outlandish.
the traditional, then do the white wedding. There's some.
That's a good question. Would you not do traditional?
Now I'm doing traditional. I can't lie. I'm doing traditional.
It's gonna sound contradictory
I don't mind not doing it. For
because I
me-
said I'm African first, but I don't want to do it.
For me, I value the traditional. I value the traditional more than the white wedding. I don't mind. Wait, hold on.
This house is 90. And when I
that
go
was
home,
funny. That was funny.
I don't mind not doing
Look at
it.
his face.
I just see it as another Castros.
I can't see like that.
I'll link it together in one day. I'll do the traditional.
Man, allow us, man. How many changes are we gonna do for you, man?
That's your
Then
problem.
we're gonna come about that the next
That's
day,
your
we're
problem.
then about that again. Come on, man.
What's that? Come on, man.
Why you guys complaining?
Why you saying it like it's your
Why you so angry,
We're
bro?
gonna be groomsmen, bro.
So why are you complaining?
No, but
Now where do you are?
But if you're there, well, you have to do it.
State names and then.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, like, understand.
I'll just link it.
Wait,
long
okay,
stay,
wait,
man.
hold on. Time. Let's revert it back.
Yeah.
So you believe marriage benefits men?
100.
Cool. Do you believe marriage benefits
I
men?
think it does. Still.
Cool. Do you want to give a reason why?
I think, well, statistically it's been proven. If you're married, statistically it's been proven that men live longer. They're married.
What's the percentages?
I don't know. I think it's like average 10 years longer or something like that.
Wow. All right.
That was that. Yeah.
Someone's been reading that.
I have not been reading Wikipedia. You said that question today, so please.
All right. What about you, H?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's a different topic. The wedding aspect and then the marriage aspect as well.
No, I'm not.
We're referring back to the
marriage.
Does marriage benefit men?
No, wedding don't.
That's a deep question, you know.
Yeah, let's unpack it quick.
I feel like it does, but not all men might see it like that.
Yeah, 100.
Yeah,
Okay. Fair.
But what
What about you? What do you believe?
Yeah.
You believe it benefits men? Cool. Shegs?
I think the right marriage benefits men.
Okay.
I feel the wrong marriage just drive a
destroys
man
men.
to kill himself.
Okay.
True.
I think it benefits some men.
Why? Why'd you say son?
Because not all men are the same.
You know what I'm saying?
No, men are bachelors.
Some men thrive in bachelor life, bro. They love it.
Some people are
Graduates of the field, fam.
Well, you know what's crazy though? So I think marriage benefits men as well.
Yeah.
But like you said, like if you actually look it up and you see like statistics and stuff, like married men on average live longer, tend to be wealthier, tend to have better health than single men. Compared to women, like when you actually read the stat, it's actually such a shame because it basically says like women don't really like women are just different vibes. Like when you actually read articles, like marriage doesn't actually benefit women as much as it benefits men.
Really?
From the literature, I'm telling you,
It's crazy.
I was bad. Yeah,
I thought it benefits both
but it benefits us way more.
than women.
Yeah,
That's an
but
interesting
then
concept.
now this is the thing though. If research shows,
spanner.
if research, okay, now I want to know your
Yeah, I want to see the spanner.
How do you quantify benefit?
No, but then I
great
just listed some stuff though.
No,
I'm
because
looking in terms of like health benefit.
But is that subjective or objective?
How's that subjective?
because the way I see it is like this, I'm thinking.
No, as in the benefit question he said.
like,
Because someone might
how we
not care
quantifying
about-
the benefit?
He just listed
yeah,
variables that you use to measure.
So it's just health, money. What else? Because
someone might not care.
Okay,
about
health
that.
I can understand, but
Yeah.
money is that necessarily a benefit? Can we quantify as a benefit in terms of emotional happiness?
Hold on. I'm going to link it back to that finance point in a second. Yeah, cool. So if like research showing that health benefits men, why is it that women seem like they're the ones gagging for marriage, and men are just like, oh yeah, I'll get married whenever, like it's whatever.
Because we have the choice.
Because we do have the choice, but like you said, we even talked about it with like the wedding, like finances, like money, but statistics shows that you get married will actually get your bread up.
But statistics also say 50% of marriages will fail.
True, but
So I think that's where the hesitancy comes in for some men. It's like, am I really? First of all, is she the one? Am I really going to commit to the situation? And what do I generally? The likelihood is a 1 in 2 chance of it failing. So it's
but that doesn't mean it doesn't benefit us though. There's so many other variables that come into play with marriages failing.
No, I agree with you, but again, I guess I'm just trying to address the point where you say why are men hesitant and why are men unsure and why are women like on it. I think men just normally look at it because especially when you get into divorces, men on average are the one that lose most of their bread. You're the one that's going to lose most of the things you created in your life because of just where you might be in your life at that point in time. So I think that concerns a lot of men. Is like, am I really going to enter this relationship and I have the potential of losing all my bread for someone who might not really be there for me when marriage not necessarily always works out. I think that's one thing that makes men hesitant.
Why I think we're hesitant is because we have the element of choice. Naturally, as humans, when you're presented with choice, you're hesitant.
So women don't have choice?
No, you're the one that's proposing. Majority of the time, there's women, new
I
age
want you to
women.
explain that choice.
Okay, so there's new age women who are now proposing to men, but the
This
tradition.
is mad.
That's another topic in
We'll leave
itself.
that. If we have time, we'll touch on that.
The traditional view is that a man proposes.
Yeah.
So essentially, you're presented with a choice because you actually have to go the extra mile to propose to the woman. So there's a lot of the ball's in your court essentially. Yeah. Whereas a woman has to, no matter how lovely the relationship is going, she's essentially waiting for the guy to eventually make that choice to propose. And I think because we're presented with that choice, we're hesitant. We have to, okay, is this going to make sense? You're thinking of so many things before you get to that level where you say, okay, I'm now ready to propose. And I think that's why we're naturally hesitant. But in regards to, does it benefit both of us? I think naturally, if you look at the Bible, if you look at society, 2 is always better than 1, you know, naturally. And I think it benefits women just as much as it benefits men. It halves the struggle, it halves everything that you're working towards, financially, in terms of burdens, in terms of emotional, you've got support in so many different levels. So I don't think it's one-sided, just
again,
geared towards men.
I think you said I have to caveat that again.
Go on.
That's a good marriage.
Yes, you're right.
And I think the problem we have is majority. I don't know if I can say this, but this is my thoughts and feelings. I'll say, I think a majority of marriages aren't that.
Yeah, but then,
but you know what's even funny with what I even read? Even a mediocre marriage
still
benefits men.
What's a mediocre?
Yeah,
Like not like a dead marriage, like just like there's not really like vibes like that.
I said it's not really vibes like that.
Do you know what I mean?
What does that mean?
Marriage. It's like it's not really vibes.
They're just
like
getting
that.
by in
Like,
that.
You know the marriage is.
my marriage is not vibey.
Like both of them like a vibe.
We sleep in separate rooms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, look at your head. Look at him.
He snores.
I like you, man. You're really good. You'd be a great comedian.
But like just like
I'll be
a
back
basic.
next week.
Well, it's like a basic marriage benefit.
He's actually lost.
Do you know what I put it down to?
Go on.
I feel like, the reason why men are hesitant to like pop the question, well, I don't feel like this is the only reason, but one of the reasons I think is because we don't hear enough good reviews from marriage from our male counterparts who are married.
Do you know what?
From a lot of guys that I know that are married, a lot of them are just like, bro, enjoy your single life, man. Get out your system,
No, man,
bro. Like, they're
I feel like the
streets.
generations have been changing.
And I'm like, bro, like, what's going on, like, bro? Like, when you get married, it changes. No, don't get twisted. Wait, twisted. There's certain men who are married and they're like, listen, like, it's cool, like, you know, sit down with me. Like, they've had that shift, but not most, I can't say most, but like, there's still a percentage of married men that their feedback from marriage gives me a pause a little bit. Do you get what I mean?
You know, I hear you.
I feel like our generations are changing in a sense where, you know, before we had the woman serves the man and in that scenario, a man would be smiling. He'll tell you, of course, come on, she's cooking for me, she's doing whatever. We're in a new generation now where obviously, and there's nothing wrong with that, women have minds of their own, they're doing things for themselves, they want to be out here. So the younger generation men that are getting married now, expecting for their wife to cook and clean for them, are now with women that are of a different generation, a newer generation. They're not doing the same things that the one would have been doing. Now the comparisons aren't adding up. So it's like, like, why is it not how I?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I was gonna say what you said. I think this is the crazy thing. This is across different races and different races and different ages. I have seen married men be like, fam, I just have to say yes to her, man. This is love.
Fam, it just seems like
you know what even scares me the most?
Like a chore,
Like a chore. Wow. You know what even scares me the most is like, even I see them preying other women, I'm like, yeah, she's nice, you know, like,
bruv,
and you're married.
I'm not lying though.
It's
See,
right.
when you're in a relationship, do you stop finding other people attractive or what?
But I'm not chatting to them.
Oh, you say you're chatting to them?
Yeah, like I'm talking. Like, let's say I'm at work, and let's say the nice woman walks past, someone with not.
So you're not gonna chat to the man then, no?
No, but someone that is married is.
So you're not gonna chat to your man then when you're married?
I'm not good, bro. First of all, let me be very clear. There is no way a nice woman is gonna walk past you, and I'm a married man and be like, yo, bro, like, yeah, man, yeah.
That's disrespectful.
No way, I can never do that. So when I see,
leave them.
We're not saying you want to acknowledge.
I'm not saying you can't acknowledge it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to extra man say, yo, bro.
I'm not going to
move.
I'm not going to be the one drawing attention to that topic.
You won't be overt with it.
I'm not going to be the one saying, yo, you man, yeah, she's nice. You know, I'm not going to be doing that. But when I see people who are who are married doing that, I'm like, fam, what's going on? Why are you not comfortable? Why are you not happy within your relationship?
You think that shows that someone's not comfortable if they
if
Maybe not necessarily
it's a
often, but there's
consistent
a problem
behavior,
there.
You got a constant wandering eye.
Yeah, bro.
There's a
Is
problem.
it a wandering
It's the
eye?
spirit. It's the
Or-
spirit, fam.
Is it a wandering eye though? If you can just be, because for me
Lustful spirit,
personally,
literally.
I'll be honest with you. There's a reality that sometimes in your life people will find other people attractive. That's just the reality of it. Yeah? So for me,
That's one thing.
I'm not saying.
What he's saying is the different thing.
Acting on it is different.
But he's not acting on it though. He's just.
Bro, you're
he's just
nudging
he's banning
others.
his man
That's
there.
action.
So none of us banner here, yeah? Alright, say nothing. It's calm. Let's leave it there.
Nah, you're taking it the wrong way.
it's not about for me, it's not banter. For me, it's
Yeah,
I would.
man. Today I see what you're talking about the frustration thing.
No.
I'm capping.
It's not.
For
it's
me
not
personally-
that, though. I'm not with you. I'm with them. I'm with them. I don't agree.
Let me say one thing. If you man saw me, yeah, week in, week out, I'm saying, raw, she's letting you know. Raw, she's letting you know.
So you've got
Raw, she's
problems.
I think you're not happy. I think you're not happy with your girl. I think you're not happy with your
I'm
girl.
not saying that. I'm not saying like, oh, raw, like you're the. But bro, like I'm just saying, cool. If you were to see an attractive person, acknowledge the fact that the person was attractive. I don't think that's a bad thing.
That's a separate thing.
Are you talking about the way in which he done it?
No, I'm talking about consistency. I'm talking about this is a consistent thing for me. Like anytime a woman
I thought
walks
you meant it
past.
was just like a one-off and he
No,
was like,
no,
yeah, she's
no,
attractive.
no,
That's
that's
like, bro, like, can you not?
that's what I was trying to make
mad.
it.
Alright, cool. Let's just say your wife is with her friends here,
Yeah.
and she sees another guy that's
Love that.
nice.
Yeah, good looking.
Would you be comfortable if she's like, ooh, look at this guy, look at his abs?
And she's nudging a girl like,
If she was that kind of girl that was
Bro,
reacting like that, instigating it,
Bro,
would you
if
be
honestly,
comfortable
are you
with
saying
that?
this to my wife, yeah?
Yeah.
Honestly, one, if I was with my wife, I would have known what heart she has. Two, secondly, wait, pause.
Don't give us
No, let you man go, let you man go,
can't
let you
speak
man
for
go,
me
let
at
you man go,
all.
let you man go.
You man can't speak
Let
for
you
me
man
at
go, let you
all.
man go.
What's it? So, firstly, the sort of person she would have been, yeah. I'm not gonna be delusional to the fact that she might find other people attractive. So hearing it come out of her mouth is not gonna make me say, "Oh, you're a bad person." No, it's just the reality of the situation. The guy's attractive. I can see he's attractive. She can see he's attractive.
That's
She's
not
just
what-
saying out
that's
her
not what
mouth.
I asked you.
What did you say?
I said if she's with her friends,
But then I wouldn't be there though.
hold on. And she sees an attractive guy,
Yeah.
and she's drawing attention to that attractive guy
With her friends?
With her friends,
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at that guy, he's so nice. Oh, I love a bit of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you caught wind of that.
But you said I wasn't there.
Hold on, yeah, and you caught wind of that.
Yeah.
So maybe you heard, or maybe you saw at one instance she done that, but you know this is something that she does on a regular, like Sheg's saying, consistency.
Yeah.
Would you be happy that that's her mannerisms, yeah, towards other men, knowing that that's your wife?
No, of course, I hear what you mean. If it was a consistent thing, of course, I get it, innit? But for me personally, once in a while, if she was with her friends banging, I can't, I'm not gonna cry over that, man.
and follow this progressive stuff. No,
I'm
I'm jumping in.
I would not be happy.
How is that?
I would say that straight.
Wait, pause.
One time is
this is progressive.
Emmanuel, you've had the
That's
floor.
her opinion.
You've had the floor.
Let my-
One time is one time too many. If I see you, you're nudging your friend. You're saying, "Oh, look at that sexy."
You know that's a viral.
It's
That's a viral.
So
no. Let me finish.
No, you said I wasn't there.
Let me
Am I
finish.
there or am I there?
Relax,
You're not
man.
there.
That's what I'm saying. So how would I even know? That's what I'm saying.
You weren't there, but you know. Let's just say you know, whether you're there or not. But you know that's what she's doing.
I was like, she's on the girls' line. They're drunk and they're whatever.
Let mine go.
Progressive talk is even annoying me, bro. You're annoying me.
Fam, you man up there,
Progressive
like-
nonsense stuff.
It's not even progressive, bro.
Let me finish.
Let mine go. Let mine go.
It's the truth.
Toxic.
You man
Let
go
mine
do it.
go.
Let me finish.
I know the angle you're coming from.
Oh, it's dead, man.
I'm not gonna argue.
I want to hear Mike's, but I know
Yeah.
what you're saying.
All of this progressive stuff.
It's not progressive, bro.
Let me finish. Did I interrupt? Let me finish.
I finish.
Drop the progressive things. Just
Yeah,
say
yeah.
what-
This, I know her. No, her desires burn for me. Shut up! I don't care. I don't give a damn. Let's stop all of this stuff.
For once, I'm with you.
Man, them was scared to talk about it. Bro, it makes me feel insecure. That's okay. I
And
don't
it
like
doesn't make me feel insecure. So
That's
what's
you.
your own?
That's you.
So what's your own?
That's you.
calm.
That's you. But all of this progressive talk, man, them are scared to. No, I don't enjoy it. Don't nudge your friend and tell her, "Oh, look at that sexy." This sexy man. Say, I'm the sexy man. I said, I'm the sexy man. What?
I can't lie.
We need counseling in our marriage now. What do you mean?
You know what it is? I'm sitting here.
All
Yeah.
of this
The scenario I'm
nah,
thinking of
man.
is a girl's
I
night out.
know you better than that.
You said I wasn't there.
I know you man better than that.
Cool. Wait, pause.
I know you better than that.
Wait, let
The
you
scenario I'm keeping is a girl's night out. Yeah, she's with her girl. She's banging. She's drunk. Whatever. Yeah. Boom. in that scenario, I can't lie to
Drunkenness
you,
is
bro.
not an excuse.
Pause, leave.
No, wait, let me go.
So in that scenario, you're with your girls, you're with your whatever. You're not moving to the guy. You're not moving to the guy. You're with your friends that you're comfortable with. What? You see someone that you find attractive or you whatever. You're with your friends. What? You can talk freely to your friends. I'm not gonna. I don't know. Like speak freely to your friends.
Let me pose a slightly different question. Yeah, when you guys are watching a film with your other half or whatever, and the girl on scene is nice. Do you let it be known that you find her attractive, or do you just keep it stum?
I'm a pussy. I'm not saying nothing.
Let me say something.
I don't want that beef afterwards.
It depends if I want to rattle cage that night.
Okay.
Yeah, so sometimes like,
brave.
Sometimes you.
No,
Sometimes you put the line a bit. Sometimes you put it.
What are we talking about then?
no, sometimes I'll do it, but obviously I'll do it in a discreet banter so I'll be like, okay. What's that?
What did you see?
What did you see?
What did you see?
What did you see?
She will do it to me too. It's like we're teasing each
Do
other.
you know what it is for me? Yeah, it's about like I know what I hear where Mike is coming from in the sense where, bro, I'm not going to want a girl that's for the world. Of course not. She's not. But fam, let's be real with ourselves. We all do it, bro. So what are we talking about?
Who's we?
Okay, cool. We don't do it.
No,
then. I don't mind.
Clarify that statement.
In terms of,
what is it that we all do?
in terms of just when you're with your friends, you're comfortable, you banter, you whatever. So if she's with her friends and she's bantering or whatever, then it happens.
Yeah.
Girl banter, it is what it is. Same way as guy banter.
But do you not see how that can be
So, bro, if she's not,
I feel like you're
happens.
talking about slightly two different things.
100%.
I'm not even arguing. My thing is just I just don't agree with this whole.
He's just talking about generally. If she's involved in that type of
I don't have a problem with my girl being
that's
involved in that
natural.
conversation. I don't mind girl leading that conversation.
But we're talking about if she's the one instigating that.
Lead the conversation.
Fair enough. If she's always the one instigating that sort of conversation, yeah, that's right. But for me, I don't have a problem with my girl having an opinion on another man.
Oh no, I don't have an opinion.
Because for me personally, that's what's gonna happen. It's reality. She's gonna, bro. You have to become, bro. There's man that look like, you get it, like so. And what, she's gonna deny herself?
Marriage?
Dead man.
I 100% agree. 100% agree.
Marriage, you know, because this one was marriage. We're talking about marriage.
That's
Yeah, this was marriage, innit?
Yeah, right.
But I don't subscribe to that at all, bro.
You don't have to. You're not me.
Everyone's different.
But anyway,
But yeah, back to what I was saying with the example you gave, married men and married women. Yeah. Like
married women in the
just
workplace.
flirting in the workplace.
Yeah, that's mad.
I can't wait. Time out.
Work husband.
Bro, married woman in the workplace.
Would you say that gives you commitment issues?
Yes.
Yeah, 100.
Yes,
bro,
100%.
Let's talk about that real
Bro,
quick.
I've seen married women be mad flirtation in office. I'm thinking,
Is it just flirtations? And it's not just. Let's not just say women. Let's say married.
No. Obviously,
people.
I can only talk to you what I've experienced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
you can see what you've seen as well.
no,
But he's talking about.
I'm saying what I've
Oh,
seen.
fair enough.
I'm talking about how it's made me feel. Like I've seen married women like say stuff, bro, your arms. I'm thinking, bro, you got a husband.
Oh, husband, that's mad.
How are you talking to me?
Bro,
like
you see that? You see a Christmas party? That Christmas party?
I banned myself on work Christmas.
Bro.
And for me,
banned myself.
It
banned
scares
myself.
me. It
No, I
scares
won't
me.
lie.
It scares me.
That did,
Just
yeah.
have to pray to
I've
God.
had too many mishaps.
My care.
The email they sent the next day is always about you.
Next episode. Next episode. Subscribe. Like this video.
But yeah, no, I must say that gives me concerns, man. I think,
Does that lead to the hesitation thing you were talking about?
does it lead to hesitation? No, it doesn't, because I feel like I think if I wasn't a Christian, I can't like this marriage thing is a joke. I wouldn't even.
On loud.
God knows.
No, but bro, I know, bro. I hear you.
I can't lie. This marriage thing.
No, I fully hear that though.
I'm not doing it.
There's a lot of things that go to the curb if there's no Christianity. I hear it.
No, I hear it.
A lot, bro. A lot, bro.
No, but that's the point he's making. This is one of them.
But this is one thing that I'll kick it so far away. Yo, I'll kick it.
Nah, facts.
And think about it.
So unnecessary. It's not for Christianity.
Let me be very, very clear. This is not because of sin. This is because if God doesn't exist in that marriage, in that home, I'm not trusting that woman.
Facts.
Impossible. So for me, it's not like, I'm fornication and that's why I want to get married. No, it's not because of that. It is really because if I don't see God present within us,
hope.
there's no rules, there's no hope. I'm just going with vibes. I'm just going off humanity and trusting you as a human. I can't do that. I cannot, and I refuse, fam. So God, thank you.
Question,
Amen.
Are men more fragile than women in terms of being broken or being hurt?
Yeah, 100%.
Why?
In terms of being broken.
To being hurt, like emotionally.
Why do you say yes?
I'd say guys hide that pain way more than ladies, because ladies they express themselves, innit? But guys hold it for 10 years, say, that girl that broke my heart when I was 12, when I was in year 10.
You use this damaging girls at 31.
Wait, hold on. Actually, that's a good question.
I don't think it's bad.
Does anyone have that?
What?
Someone that broke their heart and
Room went quiet.
Room and quiet.
somebody lying still. Somebody lying.
I can't say names.
I'll be flogged publicly after. I'll be flogged publicly after this. I can't name names. I know.
Why can't they moving iffy though, but that is
Everyone's like looking around like,
Well, everyone was like, huh?
Wait, someone broke one of you guys out. I already answered. I said no.
Why are you deflecting?
I already answered. I said no. I haven't answered.
Okay,
No, but why are you defensive?
That's
Because he's deflecting.
I'm not deflecting. I answered first.
See, any of you guys.
I answered first.
I think
Next question.
And what? Did everyone say no though?
yeah, no, bro.
Nah.
Yes.
I like you. I like you.
I ain't gonna
I respect
I'm
you.
not gonna lie.
I respect you.
There's been a babe that broke my heart, and it burned.
Did you know it straight away, or is it something that you discovered later on that she broke your heart?
No, immediately.
Immediately.
I said, so was this pain?
No shit.
What's this pain?
I can't lie, yeah, still.
Thank you.
Now I've seen it like that.
You didn't want one person to take the fall.
Yeah, I forgot you know. I know who I know. That was
That's not when I was looking around. I said,
totally.
Wait, hold on. So, you know when you have eaten and
The window is still open. Anybody else?
You want to jump aboard?
Hey,
Yo, the flies was funny. You know what? I was just thinking, I was sitting down, I was thinking.
And the fly hasn't run yet. Who else is getting on the fly?
You jumping on. There's the explosion.
Anybody else?
Mind the gap.
Mind the gap, please.
Close it.
What's next? There's a space.
Close the door. Okay, let me explain for me, yeah. No, let me explain for myself. Let me explain. This is really bad. This is really bad here, and
This proves what you said.
what?
man, holding in.
Hard to come out.
You know what it is here is
No, but that's the truth.
all my life here, I've always caveated for worst case scenarios, innit? So I always tell these people, like, when mad things happen to in my life here, I tap into that 3%. So I think that's why necessarily I've never been fully heartbroken, because I don't think I've ever give 100% 2-footed.
I wouldn't say I was heartbroken. I'll just say it was just one of those.
Oh, sorry,
raw, like, yeah, it was just a raw.
When you didn't eat and all that stuff.
Nah,
I want to hear your story.
Man ate still. Man ate still. Man ate still.
You know when you lose weight and that.
Nah, man didn't lose weight. I was gaining.
Mike, let me hear your story.
I felt it. I can't lie to you. The thing is, if I was to get my heart broken now, I don't know if I probably would confide in you, man, a bit more. Like, right, that's kind of mad, like, But back then, obviously, like, you're younger, you didn't understand, like, how to, like, handle your mental health, and, like, how to, like, confide in your voice. So you're firm. You're firm in it. Like, nah, I'm not pussy or what. I can't let the man them know that a girl.
Wait, was it a serious thing like that?
Yeah, it was.
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry.
Yeah. And Mike, this is what I'm thinking.
That's
That's what you're thinking.
I know who it is.
No.
I know who it is.
Oh, it's Sleepet. Oh, wow.
You can do all.
You've spoken about it before.
Yeah.
You spoke about it.
And
How long did it take you to get over it?
wait, you really felt the thing?
No,
How old were you, would you say, at the time?
why would we do it?
No, there's very
Because that makes debate.
My bad. I was just trying to do that. I was just trying to understand the mental age. My bad.
No clues.
You know what, man? I forgot you were here, innit? I forgot that man were here.
Better remember.
Yeah, we'll talk.
No, but the thing is, bro, when I said that first heart is mad, you know.
Wait, first. So it's been more than one.
Hey, you man,
English, I like it.
You know what?
He's observant.
Yeah, but
Yeah, how long did it take to get over it?
comprehension.
I don't know, you know.
Really? Are you over it?
Now I'm over it now.
Okay.
But I know it took some time.
Okay.
Like I was just on some
Yes.
F girl vibes, like F women, like just F it.
Would you say it took years?
Yo, I fucking hate you.
What's going
He's
on?
a sick guy.
What's going on?
What did you do?
Guy.
What did you do?
What did I do?
What did you do?
You tell me. You tell me.
Time. 1 hour.
Would you say it took you years to get over the situation?
Yeah. I can't lie.
Yeah.
2 kids.
Wow.
And what's it? What process would you say you used to get over the situation?
I just stopped caring. I feel like time is the best healer. I just stopped caring.
Stop caring.
Is time the best healer?
But do you feel
For
like you
me-
really don't care?
Nah, I genuinely don't. Like,
Yeah, cool.
I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Do your face like that.
I'm trying not to look at faces. But when I look at faces, when I look at faces,
This guy doesn't need much.
fam, when I look at faces, man,
When I told
It's
you, I
mad,
was saying last week,
It's
bro.
mad. It's mad.
So the thing that I always say when people say time is the best healer, I'm always thinking, is there something deep within you that hasn't been handled? Like I don't know, man, because I look back at my life and I ask myself, there's definitely some madnesses that have happened. Have I patterned it, or is it just something that's just become a distant memory in the background, but it's having
I've
some
learned to
subconscious?
forget it,
Yeah, I
but it's
think-
haven't dealt with it.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the issue that you're dealing with. I think there's some instances that cause you more pain that you might just, like you said, try and forget.
Yeah.
Whereas there's other instances where you can easily identify where the lesson lies in that. So you try and digest it, and then over time, like you said, you just forget about it because you know where the lesson lies. But the ones where the pain is too much, so you just chuck it to the back, they're the ones that are gonna come and catch you, bro.
the man that said yes, like, is there an experience from that or something that you've overcome that would help you in marriage now? So obviously you started off by saying that obviously is marriage beneficial for men and stuff like that. Going through what you've gone through, have you dealt with something, like Shegs is saying, that now you're probably more equipped to be in a marriage situation or not?
That's a good question.
No, he wasn't one of them.
Let me go and then you go. I'll say for me, one thing I'll say I've learned is, like, how can I put it? Balancing out, like, your emotions. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how can I put it? I feel like as a man, innit, you have to be composed. Like, hardships, heartbreak, everything. Like, obviously you can express it, but ultimately you still have to come back to yourself. Like, okay, cool. I've expressed this emotion. Whether you want to cry or whether you want to be angry or whatever, express it, let it out, confide in whoever you need to confide in. But at the end of the day, come back into yourself. Like, okay, cool. The madness happened. How do I pick myself up moving forward? And then you fix it. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you work on yourself and do all that. I personally think, like, one of the what's it called? One of, like, the last breakups I had, I feel like it's probably like the best one that ever happened to me. Because I grew so much from it.
I hear that.
Like now, like the level of emotional intelligence that I have, the understanding of women that I have, which is funny in retrospect, like like when I even look back on the relationship and I think of the mistakes I make, like in my interactions with women after that, I don't make those mistakes. And I can see how that can only get better with time. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
An experience.
there's been, while going through it, I'm thinking this is probably the worst pain ever. But now it's like, nah, it's probably the best thing that ever happened to me, because that's made me a much better man today. And hopefully I can make one woman happy one day. What are you gonna say?
No.
DMs are open. I'll go on this camera.
Nah, don't do that.
I think with my
You correct.
Underscore.
no, with my thing, I feel like with me it was too young for it to really have like a massive impact on my life, because I think it wasn't really that serious at the time. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I don't feel like I literally internalized it.
Is this news to the person as well?
Pardon?
Is this news to the person?
bro, I was like, this is secondary school times, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Let's not be doing timestamps
No,
like that.
bro,
Like,
like, it's not that deep.
not be going
It's
to
not
timestamp.
it's not that deep.
Yeah,
It's not that
but-
deep. But then anyway, the point I'm trying to make is from those situations or whatever that I've been in or whatever, I think moving forward, in my last situation, like Michael said, I think there was a lot of lessons that I learned coming out of that situation that I realized were put in from the initial situation that I was explaining, because there's a certain way, as much as you don't necessarily internalize it at that time because you're so young or whatever, but there's a certain way in which you start looking at, like you said, like girls or whatever, because there's a way in which you feel towards, do you know what I mean? So I think, like he said, coming out of that last situation I was in, I think, yeah, I learned a lot about myself in terms of how to deal with situations, how to better sort of handle myself when I'm upset, how to better deal with insecurity as well, because I feel like for me that was like one of the biggest things that I had to sort of understand. When is it that you're being healthy and when is it just your insecurity that's playing the game right now? So I think those sort of things were like the questions I had to ask myself. So I think over time, the more you go through these experiences, the more you sort of get hurt, the more you learn, the more you sort of just constantly get better. So
Build a
yeah,
callus.
I'm the same basically.